All right, what up, everybody, people around the world tuning in to today's Reborn podcast. Noah's like, oh shit, they're starting.
Ugh. Hey guys.
We are joined here together on this beautiful Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
The weekend's here.
We are at American Brew. And I am here with my co-host. And are we going to take a shot of whiskey?
Are we?
We don't have a shot glass, but we actually have whiskey in our coffee today.
That counts.
Yeah,
Don't
one of our this has been one of the drinks that we've had since we opened. Yeah, since we opened American Brew, and it's our American Brew coffee whiskey drink. It's basically like an Irish coffee. We put a shot of Tullamore Bailey's Irish cream.
Love Bailey's.
And yeah,
it's like the holidays.
I forgot
it's
my
the
beanie.
holidays in a
I
cup.
was gonna put my beanie on. This is
like
the
that.
ironclad beanie.
That's cute. I like the color.
I know. I
Because
didn't know if it was made for like hunting or what. I've only been hunting once.
I'm scared to hunt.
Okay, I have to tell you my only story of hunting. So we were gonna go hunting, and it was me and a girlfriend, and it was bow season, so I brought my bow out.
You have a compound.
I
Was
do.
it compound bow?
It was a compound bow.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I forgot to put the tips into my arrows, like into my you have to.
So it was just a stick.
So it's just a stick. Anyways, we stopped. This is so bad. We stopped at a gas station and bought Scotch tape, so I could try.
I thought
to,
you were gonna say like, oh, we went to a gas station. We got new bows and arrows. I'm like,
No,
where
it was
were
bad.
you?
It was
must
bad,
have been in
and
the
there was a deer that actually like walked right underneath my deer stand, and it was, talk about not being prepared. I was definitely not prepared.
I don't think I could hunt. Truly, I'm more of like, I freaked out. I went fishing last weekend.
You did?
I did with my boyfriend, and
How was that?
I like teared up a little bit at one point
Because you caught a fish?
Yeah, and I caught it in its eye, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm not touching it. Like, you have to take care of this. And he's like, wow, he's probably in a lot of pain right now. I'm like, don't tell me that.
That's really
I'm like,
funny.
why would you tell me that? I already feel bad enough.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I couldn't hunt. Like, I don't have the heart for it. I'm a pussy, but it's okay.
Where were you born and raised here in Virginia?
No. Well, yeah.
Where were you? Where I'm
I'm from? So I'm like,
Are you
New
a city
York
girl?
roots.
Oh,
New
okay.
York roots. Landed in Virginia Beach. So
How long have you been in Virginia?
most of my life.
Nice.
Yeah, just most of my life.
See, I
I've
grew
been
up
here.
in the middle of Oklahoma
That must have been cool though.
on Rockin' D Ranch.
So wait, how did you get to Virginia?
Well, I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
I moved. Like I didn't start traveling until I started getting into like my fitness modeling career. And then I ended up in California. I was living in San Diego. I was doing a lot of work up in LA, doing modeling stuff, working with photographers. And I wasn't really like the LA type.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to live in LA. So I settled for San Diego, and I was a single mom at the time. I actually lived in Coronado, California.
Coronado, yeah, that's where the big naval base is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then that's whenever I ended up meeting Otto's dad.
Really?
Yeah. And then he, never in my life did I think that I would end up in Virginia.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like the East Coast or the West Coast better? Or the Midwest?
I think there's different things to appreciate about all three.
Yeah. They're completely
It actually
different.
took me a long time. It took me probably 2 years of being here in Virginia to truly accept and to appreciate Virginia Beach as my home. Because for the longest time, I kept comparing Virginia Beach to
LA and all that.
San Diego and Southern California. And the moment that I stopped comparing the two is like, and just truly appreciate Virginia Beach for being Virginia Beach. I don't know. That's whenever and
We're lucky. We get a little bit of everything in this town.
We get all the seasons too.
Yeah, we get the beach. We kind of have the city with like Norfolk and
But DC isn't too far away.
No, DC isn't
like
far
3
away
hours
either,
away.
and you can
the
even go
Blue
to,
Ridge
like,
Mountains.
Yeah, and the Outer Banks. You can go to where UNC. I think that's Wilmington. Yeah.
Where's the place out here where you can go and see wild horses?
Chincoteague.
I want to.
That's on the
so
eastern
bad.
shore. Chincoteague and
I've never
Assateague.
been on the eastern shore.
The wild ponies. You need to go out there.
Is it ponies? I thought it was mustangs. Is it ponies?
I don't know.
I'm not like
a
dog
big
and
horse
ponies.
I know you have a horse.
I do.
You do have a horse, which
Yeah.
I didn't know until recently.
Yeah,
but
Lola.
I'm the biggest horse expert. I just know that they call them the wild horses of Chincoteague. And they're like, there's a season.
There's no way they're ponies.
What's the difference between a pony and a horse?
A pony's like a miniature horse.
So they're horses, probably.
But they're like miniature. They're like tiny. Well, they have miniature horses, but then there's like
I want
you have like a
mini
miniature horse.
Yeah,
you
I want
can
one.
you can actually have a miniature horse
want
as
a
an
service
emotional
animal.
support animal.
I've seen that. I've seen like videos
Can you imagine?
of like people.
Can you imagine as you're boarding, all aboard? Excuse me while my miniature horse boards the plane.
I would cry tears of joy if I saw a mini
Can you
horse on my
imagine?
flight. I'm like, I feel safe now.
Right.
I feel safe with the mini horse.
Like how would a horse where would he even ride?
Shotgun.
No, like in an airplane.
I'm saying shotgun. It deserves to be up there with the pilot. So cute. Can you imagine that was your pilot's emotional support animal? Some mini horse. First of all,
Honestly, I wouldn't get on the plane.
It would probably smell like shit.
If my pilot, yeah.
yeah.
You can't potty train a horse.
Don't they
I'm just telling you. I've never seen this. I've heard that you can have a miniature horse.
I want like a mini pig too, but they don't exist.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? They're
The
so
mini
cute.
the mini pig.
They're like
I
teacup
think it just has to
pigs.
do with like how much you feed them. I had a miniature pig once.
Really? How
Yeah.
miniature did it stay for how long? Are they like always
So it was a
blow
really
up?
bad story. They did. So I really think to this day, I had it about 3 years ago, maybe. But to this day, it's probably longer than that, 4 years ago. Anyways, I think there was something wrong with the pig. First of all, it got loose in the airport whenever it arrived, and we were chasing it around baggage claim.
Don't they have
And
like
then-
pig calling? Isn't that like a thing in the South?
No, I don't know anything
Like
about pig calling.
"Suey." Isn't that like,
That's like for college.
is it? Oh.
Yeah, that's like the Arkansas.
Oh
Arkansas.
yeah. Are
Ar-
they like the warhogs or some shit like that?
No, they're not warhogs. Arkansas. What are they called?
Boars. I don't know. What's
No,
I'm trying to think of
something
like all the synonyms.
What's Arkansas called? Do you know? Arkansas. It's called like a. That's gonna drive me crazy.
Should we Google it?
I feel like we should Google it.
I'll Google it. Arkansas pig
and then that's
team.
that's what they would say. They would say shoo-wee.
Suey.
Oh, but my pig was her name was Bacon.
Why would Ashley?
I know.
That's ironic and funny.
Yeah.
Cute. Have you heard of there's some guy out there who named his pig Chris, Chris, and then his middle name was P. It started with a P, and then his
Crispy?
last name was Bacon. So they called him Crispy Bacon.
Oh my god.
I was literally talking about this with someone else the other day. I was like, you just have to check him out. He's like the cutest little guy.
That's crazy.
They're the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
Arkansas Razorbacks football, but their mascot is a pig.
Yeah. There you go. They yell that in the stands.
Really?
I didn't know that was the pig calling though.
Yeah, I thought there was like a big thing in the South that was like pig calling. Like, I'm sorry if this is ignorant of me. Like, I'm not trying to hate on the South. I just
Have you been to Oklahoma?
no. I've never been to the Midwest. I've been East Coast, West Coast, and like Canada.
Huh.
And it's kind of like where my traveling's in. And I haven't done a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Hope to expand on that a little bit in the future.
Yeah.
Trying to get a little more fun.
Have you been out of the U.S. besides Canada?
Yes, twice, but I don't know if you can
Was
like
it
really
was it like
comment.
Cancun or something?
It was Cabo.
Oh, see, that doesn't. I don't think that
It was
counts.
Cabo,
I
and
don't think that
then
counts.
we only stayed on the resort, so I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
And then it was Aruba.
I would
Aruba
love to
was
go,
gorgeous.
I would love to go to Aruba.
Loved Aruba. That was a fun time, but it was like stressful because the time that we went, I went with my whole family, like my parents. I have 2 older sisters, my brother-in-law. But my eldest sister, she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, wow.
And this was during the Zika virus epidemic.
Oh,
And
my
like they
goodness.
were like, don't go to
Did you
the
just lock her in her room?
Well, we tried to. Like, we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like, she's 6 months pregnant.
Right. Like
We
she's not ruining our entire family vacation.
Yeah, no.
She's coming still.
She was like a trooper, and oh my God, I felt so bad. Like, it was so stressful for her.
Yeah, I bet.
And we're like, of course, it was like a non-refundable vacation. We're
yeah. You're like, you're going.
she said she wanted to go, so she went, and like we ended up having a
That,
good
was that the one
time.
with the mosquitoes?
Yeah, it was the
Wow.
mosquitoes, and it caused like birth defects, and it
Oh
was
my
like
gosh.
really, really scary.
Yeah.
This is our first kid too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you survived Aruba.
Yeah, that's scary.
2016. I'm like, good job, girl.
I think that's one of the things about my career, and we're gonna get in. This actually
Yeah.
isn't our topic yet of like what our
We're
podcast
getting
is
to
about,
it.
but we're getting
Stay
we're getting
with
to it.
us.
I think that's the coolest thing about my fitness career. And
Yeah,
just
you've gotten to
everything
travel a lot of places.
Yeah, I've gotten to go a lot of places. I've been to the Paris Embassy, which was really cool.
Wow.
I got to program the fitness. I got to program the fitness to the Paris Embassy for a while. That was super rad. I mean, I've been everywhere. I've been to India. I traveled across India doing. I don't know.
Do you like yoga out there?
No, like conferences.
Oh, conferences.
Speaking a lot, mainly to the women in India. They don't really work out yet. It's not really a thing. And I've been to Germany a couple times. I've been to Haiti a lot. Huh?
I know you've been. Yeah, you have your girls that you sponsor out there. Right?
Yeah, my favorite place. I have to say Haiti.
Haiti, yeah,
yeah,
near and dear to your heart.
It is. But I don't know. And what's crazy is I actually took my first ever vacation last year.
Really?
Ever.
Where'd you go?
We went to the Virgin Islands.
Oh my God, how was that?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It looks. I've seen pictures, and I'm like, that's where we need to go.
It was amazing. We stayed on this little. It was I don't know. It was cool. We traveled around and, but typically, and especially since I've gotten involved with the orphanage, every summer, anytime we would take a vacation, that's where we would go. We would basically go vacationing out in Haiti, I thought. And I still think it's important, for my kids to go and spend time there. And, of course, I loved it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there. And
You took all three boys?
not Otto. He has yet to go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit old. Now that he's 5, I would probably say 6, 7. I think would be a good age. That's when Cash started going, when he was 6 or 7. So
kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah, understand. And I mean, it's just a different culture over there. You can't drink the water. You can't eat their food just because our stomachs and digestive systems just aren't the same.
Yeah.
And, but now it's almost exactly a month away. I'm getting ready to do the 40 hour run.
Do you want to tell everyone if they haven't seen your post yet?
So it is on November 7th. It's going to start on a Saturday, and my mom is coming out for it. But I am going to be initially, and this is just what is unfortunate about this year, 2020 with COVID. It was already actually supposed to happen in June. I was supposed to go out to Haiti and run 40 hours, and the significance of the 40 hours is the 20 hours. The 20 hours is, I guess, honoring the 20-year anniversary that they're having this year. And then the 20 plus hours after that, which is a total of 40 hours, is about the 20 years to come.
Wow.
And so
how does that work? Because I've always heard about marathon runners or I forget the term that you use for
ultra runners.
Yeah, like that, or people who consistently do a constant marathon of some sort, people who rode across the Atlantic. So do you get to sleep during that time, or how does that work?
That's
do you
my
have
goal.
Bathroom breaks?
Yeah, definitely bathroom breaks. I don't know. My main goal is I do not want to sleep.
Really?
For 40 hours. I don't even want to lay down and rest. I think that I will stop if I have to eat, go to the bathroom, get stretched out, rolled out. But that's my goal, my challenge for myself. Even if I'm not, I mean, it's going to get to a point to where I'm probably not going to be able to necessarily run very fast. It's hard to say. I'm really not sure what to expect. But that's my goal.
That's awesome. I wish you the best in that. That's going to be really cool.
Are you going to run with me? You can maybe do a little. Have you been running?
I need to step up my cardio game.
So you've been lifting?
I've been lifting.
Have you still been going to the gym pretty regularly?
Yes. Okay,
first of all,
okay, go ahead.
Did you start your Instagram?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so
I must start it today.
What do you know what it's going to be?
I think I'm just gonna keep it basic and just do my first and last name, which my last name's a hard one. I don't know. I haven't checked. I kind of slacked on it. I was really nervous about creating a new username.
Yep.
I told my boyfriend about it. He's like, "What? You're doing a new Instagram?" And my roommates, I was like, "Help me think of a name." So there's not a lot of I was like, "Oh, let's go with some assonance there. Let's get an L and an L." But I was looking at adjectives that start with L, and they're all really negative. They're lethargic, loser, lame. I was like, okay. So maybe no.
What about Lovely Laina.
Lovely Laina. That sounds like a stripper. But
Maybe a little bit.
we'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on the name. But I think I might just go with something simple.
Laina's going to create an Instagram account.
So follow me.
And so, yeah, because you've started your journey.
Yes, I
your
have.
Your fitness journey.
Yes, I have.
You're still working out at Planet Fitness.
No.
Oh, you're not.
That was my big news of the day.
Okay.
So in one of the previous episodes, I was talking about how I was working at Planet Fitness, and it's like,
I kind of dogged it a little bit. Actually, after I went back and listened to I was like, dang, I really dogged on it. There's nothing wrong with Planet Fitness, except I've heard
it's basic.
Rumors.
It's a basic ass
Do they
gym.
really bring pizza on Friday?
Yes,
Dude,
they bring pizza and bagels. I'm like,
why?
that's my kind of gym, but like,
no.
So
girl.
there's a story behind it. I guess like when they first started, one of the like a day at their gym, like all their power went out, and like all these people were there, and they're like, well, shit, guys, sorry that you can't work out, but we'll buy you pizza for coming anyways. And so I don't know why they bring bagels, or maybe I flip-flop that story, but literally it's like one
But isn't
Friday.
this all of the Planet Fitnesses across the country?
Yeah. So, yeah, one day out of the month, they bring pizza and bagels. They're on separate occasions, but I was like, that's kind of cool.
So
I was like, 'cause I love
now
a bagel.
here's a moment of truth.
So here's a moment of truth.
Do you really eat? Have you
I've
the
actually
pizza?
never made it to that day.
Oh, so you've
I
never
wish.
worked out on a Friday?
No, I've worked out on Fridays. I'm just not there. It's only one Friday of the month.
Oh, it's not every Friday.
It's not every Friday. No.
Okay.
They
That's
only
a
do
little
it
better.
one day of the month, and I've never actually made it to that. I kind of wish I did, but I finally switched over to the nicer gym.
What
which
is it? One Life?
One Life.
Nice.
I have my
That's
One
good.
Life keychain.
Nice.
My boyfriend's like, oh, you can work out with me now. I was like, no way in hell. No way in hell.
You would never work. Is he like a pretty avid?
He goes 6 to 7 days a week, and he goes for like 2 hours at a time. I'm like, you would make fun of me. Which he would never, but I don't know. When I go to the gym, I'm like, I want to be in my zone. I don't want to be distracted by others. I don't want to like, I always feel awkward when I run into people I know at the gym
Yeah.
too. I'm like, do I say hi? Do I ignore
Yeah.
them? Do I give them the resting bitch face? Like, what do I do?
People that you know?
Yeah, like I run
resting
into people
bitch
from
face.
high school all the time. So I'm just like, okay, I haven't seen you in 6 years.
Right.
Do we have this full blown conversation in the
Yeah.
middle of the gym, or we just
Right.
like give the little nod, keep going on what we do? Like
what's
if you
the-
have any advice, what do you do in those situations? Please let me know, because I'm still so socially awkward when I run into my old classmates.
So how has the transition been going from, because I've been to a Planet Fitness once, okay?
Okay.
It's all
It's colorful.
machines,
Yes.
right? They have dumbbells?
Yes.
Okay.
Limited. Very,
Limited.
very limited amount
Okay.
of dumbbells and free
And then so
weights.
now transitioning, so the big Globo gym out
Yeah.
here and on the East Coast, it's called One
One
Life,
Life,
and
yeah.
they have pools, right? Don't they have pools? They
They're
have
closed
pools.
currently.
Yeah, pools, like a functional fitness area, like a CrossFit style,
They
where
have
you
CrossFit. They have like all the machines that you would regularly find. You know, like
they
treadmills.
basically have everything.
They have a little bit of everything, and
So
it's
how I want to know, how was it walking into One Life for the very first time?
intimidating. And I'm not gonna lie, like I went my first day, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna go back.
Really?
Because I
Why?
felt so intimidated. You know, being just like newly introduced to fitness, I walked in, I see like all these like buff ass people walking around, and like girls wearing crop tops and like booty shorts, and like they look fucking fantastic. I'm like, damn, these people look fantastic, and I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Not gonna like hate on myself and be like, you know, I could get there if I wanted to.
Did you try to like
I kind of just
say
like,
hi or like anything to them?
no,
No.
I just like, I was like, okay, I just want to get comfortable with the gym and find where everything is, and I'll look like I felt like my first day of high school. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, where is everything? Look at all these big kids. So I was just trying to get comfortable, you know, with the equipment that they had, because a lot of it was stuff I've never used before.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get anxiety when I try something new, which anyone does, where I'm like, I don't want to look stupid
Yeah.
in front of people, look like I'm struggling. They're
Right.
like, look at this loser. She don't know how to put weights on the squat rack.
Well, here's two things. I'm
All right.
gonna knowledge bomb you really quick.
Okay, do it.
Maybe it's three. Okay. Even for myself, whenever I walk into a brand new training facility for the very first time, if I'm traveling, I always feel extremely awkward.
Okay, that makes me feel good. That's a normal thing.
Because there's something to say about once you get to know a gym, you can move more gracefully around. Like, your way. It's almost like if you were put into a brand new house. Like, your house now, I know that I could probably walk through my entire house blindfold and I would know my way around confidently. It's the same thing with like a new gym.
Yeah.
And the people that you're like, oh my gosh, they look so good. And like, they're going to look at me like think that I'm stupid. First of all, they are only focused on themselves. Especially like, I know the times that I've really been in the zone, especially if I've been training for a competition or whatever, I don't even care. Like even if I see somebody, it's like, I'm so focused on like what I am doing that I probably wouldn't even notice if somebody was,
I think it's kind of hard in like human nature. You always feel like when you don't understand what you're doing, that all eyes are on you, the spotlight's on you. And like in reality, like you just said, no one gives a shit.
No, and the third thing too is that you have to remind yourself is that every single person inside that gym, regardless of how easy and gracefully it looks like that they can navigate through the gym, we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
We all start somewhere. I mean, every single one of those people, like, you could set them down and be like, yo, like, nobody just, like, walked into a gym and without ever touching the iron. And we all start somewhere.
Yeah. I think I just, I definitely, like, I continue to go.
Good.
I have to get comfortable, like you said. I have to get comfortable with it and just constantly remind myself because I would say, like, an anxious person.
Yeah.
Like, I have to constantly remind myself what you just said. Mm-hmm. You know what? People are in there to do the work that they need to do. Mm-hmm. I'm in there to do the work that I need to do. And their focus
everybody was
is
a
on
beginner.
them. Yeah, everyone is a beginner. And I think that's hard for a lot of people to admit, or, like, even when they're starting their fitness journey. And if you are one of those people right now listening to this, I'm right there with you. Like, I don't know what I'm doing all the time. I constantly feel like I'm lost. But the fact that you're there, you're putting in work, that's all you need to know. You're doing something for yourself. And that's fantastic. And you should acknowledge that you're working hard and that you're getting done what you need to get done. So be proud of yourself for that.
For the longest time, whenever I first started weightlifting, I was actually very afraid of, because I've always had like an athletic build. I was a dancer growing up, and then I did tap, ballet, jazz.
Show me some of your moves later
I could
on.
still do a little bit of
Do
tap.
you still have tap shoes?
No, but I can still do a little bit of tap.
I know what you're getting for
tap.
Christmas.
Dude, I would love that. I'd be tapping all over this floor. I was good at tap. After dancing, I got into gymnastics, and I did gymnastics for a while. And then, so I've always been athletic, and then I was like a pretty hardcore soccer player. But for the longest time, I had this like misconception. I was so afraid to touch the weights because I felt like I already had like bigger arms.
Yeah.
And, my legs were like always pretty defined because of the dancing and then soccer. Yeah, getting into soccer. And it wasn't until, it was just, I think I honestly, if I can think back to when I truly found what it meant to find beauty and strength. Yeah. And this is something that I talk about. It was almost like I just got super pissed off. I got
at yourself?
Just like, I don't know, so like just the world. I just got mad. And I honestly just didn't care anymore. And I needed to feel that feeling of like when you touch the iron, it's almost like this exhaustion feeling of like empowerment. Like you're tired, but you feel empowered. And it's almost like the weights and the weight training and coming in, like it's humbling. Every single time that you walk into the gym, it's humbling. Sometimes you come out on top and you walk away feeling like, yeah, you crushed it.
I did that, girl.
But 90% of the time, it's usually the weights that crush you. And that's how it should be. It should humble you. And, there's something that, like I always say, every time you walk into your training, like leave your ego at the door.
That's great advice. And you should all hear that again.
Leave your ego at the door.
Yes.
Don't think that you're.
hard
It is
to do it.
It is. And even like for advanced lifters, you know, I remember, and it's hard, especially for women, because they're afraid, like, you know, there's this misconception that, like, if you lift weights, you're gonna, like, look like a man or whatever. And
My friend told me that. She's like, so she's
recently,
a few months ago when I first started, like,
yeah,
when my part one of me getting back into shape and going to the gym, this was like pre-COVID, started going to the gym in January, and I told her, I was like, I want to tone up, I want to gain muscle, I want to bulk up, I want to be fit.
First of all, I hate the word tone.
Yeah, that's it's.
If I ever hear you say tone,
toned.
Don't say tone ever.
Okay, sorry, my bad, guys.
I want to be fucking strong.
Yeah, I want to be strong, and I told her that. She's like, don't you think you'll look a little gross if you have too much muscle mass on you? Don't you want to slim down? I was like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I want muscles. I want to look powerful. I want to not only look intimidating. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm 5 foot. I'm 5 foot. I am a shrimp. And people look at me and they're like, cute. I want people to be like, that's a fierce bitch. Don't want to mess with her. I want to feel empowered. And I feel like the society's like values small, thin women.
Yep.
And like, there's nothing, I mean, whatever. If that's your thing, cool. If that makes you happy, cool. But if a woman wants to be strong and powerful, like you, and lift weights and like be this muscular thing, that's awesome. And I find that like incredibly powerful for women.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, like I put on muscle extremely easy. I've always put on muscle really easy. And even for myself, lifting as heavy as I can only physically and genetically get so big.
Yeah.
It's not in the female's genetic makeup. It's just
not there.
It's just not.
So when did you decide in your fitness journey that you were going to do like the weightlifting? And do you do powerlifting?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did do powerlifting. And even like, I mean, I just go through phases. Like I'm pretty, I get bored pretty easily of my training. So I'm constantly switching it up from Olympic lifting to powerlifting.
So what are the difference between the Olympic and the power? Just because I don't know the difference.
Olympic lifting is clean and jerk.
Okay.
And then a snatch.
Okay.
That's the two. Yeah.
Okay.
You clean it, and then you jerk it. That's one. And then you snatch it. And that's like the barbell overhead.
I like that. Snatch.
You snatch it.
Snatch.
It'd be fun to get you into some Olympic lifting. It's hard. It's hard. And people get super frustrated with Olympic lifting. But yeah, again, you have to, it's like you gotta leave your ego at the door, because it's called Olympic lifting because it's in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen it. It's
hard.
crazy.
It's hard. Yeah. And then the powerlifting is just your 3 main lifts. It's the bench, the squat, and the dead.
Yeah.
And I've done 1 or 2 meets competitions, and I mean it's amazing. Like if I've even done it with Olympic lifting.
It feels so good.
It does
when you PR too.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
hell yeah,
it does.
Or you just do 1 or 2 more like reps. You're like, damn, that felt good.
So what does your rep scheme and stuff look like?
So it depends. So when I first started out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10, and then as I progressed, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 12, and now I'm at 3 sets of 15 for each one. So I do squat rack, I'll do the bench, and I'll do like free weights. I'll do like the lateral side raises, like forward raises. And my absolute favorite, because it kills me every time, is skull crushers. I love skull crushers because it challenges me, and I'm like, oh, this fucking burns, but it burns so good.
Yeah, it feels good.
I love those.
Are you still sore?
No, but this is like something I think maybe the listeners might want to know, because last week I lifted and my knees were absolutely killing me the next day. I was like, I did something wrong, because usually that's not
What were
normal
you
for
lifting?
me. I was on the squat rack, and I think I was at, I want to say like 30 pounds on each side, and it was like
That's good.
15-pound bar.
Okay.
And my knees were like radiating. I felt like I was like crawling on concrete for like 5 days straight.
Wow.
So what would you give, like, advice? First of all, be safe when you lift, guys. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, it's not worth it because then you're out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could see
What
your
are, like,
form.
oh my God. Form's so important.
It
Form is
is.
so important. What are, like, basics that you would give to people?
for
Form.
For
to
form,
be safe,
for
like, to
squatting?
safely, well, for any lifting in general. Like, how would you go about, like, giving the basic play-by-play for each type of lifting?
I would say, I mean, you just got to get your body mechanics and your form right, like without any weight at all. The basics with a squat, it's like your feet should be shoulder width apart.
Write this down, people.
Yeah, like with the deadlift, it's a little bit more narrow, like not shoulder width apart. With the bench, are you benching too?
I am. I'm a little bit less weight on the bench because I can't. I don't know. I think
Because benching is like actually a full body.
yeah.
You got to use your legs, your glutes.
See, I didn't know you're supposed to use your
Yeah.
legs. I never really push off on the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get
I'm
self-conscious.
telling you, we're gonna get a gym up here at America. I would love to see just like the body mechanics, because
I would love for you to see that too, just to be like,
interesting.
okay.
And like with squatting, I mean, there's so many cues that you could give. Even like a beginner squatter, like weightlifter, it's like whenever you come up, you're supposed to push your knees out.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So depending on, if I had to guess, if I were to be looking at you from like a side angle, I want to say what I would be seeing, I think, would be
Straight
that your
back too, right?
straight back would be your knees were coming over your toes.
Probably. I think I was squatting
was-
too low almost.
Yeah.
And then just putting so much pressure on my knees that they were like, give us
And
some air.
what kind of shoes were you wearing?
I wear, I found these really cheap Adidas's at TJ Maxx.
I know, but like, what are they? Are they like running shoes? Are they lifting
I don't
shoes?
know. They're not lifting shoes. I know that. They're probably,
Yeah.
they're more so. I
What
would
size
say
are you?
A 6. In Vans, I'm a 5.5.
Oh my God,
in
the
regular
kids.
shoes.
Whenever we said she's 5 foot, like she's little.
I'm a little guy. I literally shop in the kids section sometimes because it's cheaper. If I can find what I
Yeah.
was looking for in the women's department in the kids section,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I want $30 off that pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Vans are expensive.
You
I know you need the flat shoe, right?
you need a flat shoe. I even wear the shoes that I have. They're like actual lifting shoes, so they have an 1 to 2 inch raise on their heel, almost like
Really?
if you're wearing like high heels almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen people wear Converse.
You could do Converse. Converse
Is that good?
Yeah, Converse is great for like deadlifts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it just gives you like that solid. There's no cushion.
Flat feet, yeah.
Yeah, there's no cushion. Like compared to like, like the typical running shoe, you have like a lot of cushion when you run typically. And then if you get into like the Converse or even the Vans would be good. Like you could totally lift in your Vans because
Really?
it's like flat. It's solid. It's not.
See, I didn't know a shoe could play such a huge role.
It does. Yeah. Especially if if your knees and stuff are bothering. Have you squatted since?
No. I've been doing all upper body because I was like worried about busting out my knee. And then that's like one of my biggest fears is like not being able to go back due to injury.
Yeah.
And I know like weightlifting, you literally have like weight on you. And if you can get injured so easily, and I never understood like people had like spotters or anything. I was like, oh, I get it. Because you can actually fucking die if the weight falls on you. Which is kind of scary.
So I'm moving the gym.
You are? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I found a place in Norfolk. Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
So I'm super passionate about coaching and
help me.
Yeah. Like even talking to you, like I would love, I don't know if I'm going to open up the gym to the public again though, or not.
Yeah. I mean, especially now during we're in a pandemic.
Yeah, but gyms, it's really tough for gyms to make money, like a lot of money. Like a lot of my focus, because I can only be so many places at once.
Yeah.
A lot of my focus is here at American Brew. And now that I'm homeschooling my kids.
Yeah. The kids are doing great.
That's a lot.
Ashley brought in her 3 boys yesterday to the Brew.
I did.
And they were all
we
doing
decided
their schoolwork.
we decided to switch it up. I was homeschooling the kids yesterday at the Brew.
It was awesome. They were doing their work. They got it done.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun seeing all three of them doing their schoolwork.
It can be challenging though. It can definitely be challenging.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Even like the kids are doing, I can't imagine, like, I've heard stories of like my teacher friends who are teaching, and they're like, I can't imagine what it's like having your kid at home and like trying to instruct them. Like, no, you need to sit down and like do what your teacher says. But then homeschooling, I'm like, you're doing it, girl. That's incredible.
It's been really awesome being this close with my kids during the school time, because I feel like, and this is one of my shortcomings because I'm so busy doing business and stuff, is that what I have realized, and I have a lot of regret that I haven't been as involved with my kids' school as I felt like I should have been in the years past. Like, it was almost like I would send them off to school. They would come home and be like, all right, do you have any homework today? No. Okay, well, good. Well, let's just like all go play or whatever. And a lot of it was because, I don't want to say like, selfishly I was training for some long endurance feat, or, a lot of my things revolve around charities. I was so focused on that, or, like I was sending my kids off to school and then I had to like focus on my business. And I with everything going on this year in 2020, like I made the commitment to myself and to my boys that, we have a great team here at American Brew, and that, for the first time I was able to kind of be like, okay, like my team, my staff, I shut down the gym to the public probably 6 months ago. Like,
was it back in like March when it started?
Or before then. Like I kind of wanted to, even before actually COVID happened. Like it was just, because I just felt like I wasn't able to be at the gym and to run the gym and to have good leadership at the gym and to be here and to have good leadership here. I wasn't able to, I was almost spreading myself too thin.
Yeah.
And so making the commitment this year to pull my boys out of the school system and to school them at home, like it has been the best decision. I'm thinking now, like we're a month into homeschooling, that I'm probably going to keep them at home all year this year. But it's really it's challenged me because I've had to, I still have my work obligations that I have to do. I still have my training obligations that I have to do. And it's challenged me to have to think around, like, how am I going to get my work stuff done? How am I going to train? And then, like, the kids 100% depend on me getting their school done. And so, there's definitely times that I lose my patience. For sure.
You're human.
Yeah.
Every mom, every parent loses their patience.
Yeah,
it's natural.
but they're good. They're good.
You have good boys.
So what do you have any other questions about weight training?
Yeah. So, like, what advice for the people out there like myself who are just beginning to weight train, like, what would you tell them to do? Like, what are the things that they need to do?
Getting into weight training?
Yeah.
I think, form is huge.
And we talked a little bit about that. Yeah.
Leave your ego at the door.
So
don't
important.
go in there and, think that you can rack on a couple 45s on each side and do a squat. Nobody cares. I think that it's so important to, like, if I see somebody, like, let's just say if I see this guy, whatever, attractive, working out, and then, he has all these plates on the bar, but he's only like half-assing it and going 3/4 of the way down. Like, nah. No.
He didn't check his ego at the door.
He didn't check his ego at the door. So, and this goes for guys or girls. I would say it is so important, if you're starting your weightlifting journey, is to get the fundamentals down and know that everybody starts somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. And the body mechanics, it sets you up for a road of success. Because if you can learn how to properly move your body during a squat, during a deadlift, a bench press, that will set you up for success moving forward.
Cool. So now that we know for the beginners, what about like the advanced listeners that, they're having issues? Like, I just plateaued basically. Like, how do I amp myself up to get to that next level? Or what steps should I take to get to that next level and challenge myself?
Yeah, you got to constantly be thinking outside the box. I think that we want to go in and our bodies and our minds, like we want to go in and tackle any problem. the easiest, and it's going to be like whatever comes naturally for us. Well, if you're going into the gym and you're doing the same thing every single day and you're not trying Olympic lifting because you're scared to do Olympic lifting, or, you know, if you don't necessarily want to see like what the powerlifting is all about, like you're doing yourself a disservice. Like you have to approach your training. You have to mix it up. For you, I think the next step is probably getting you strong. So what I would say to you, you've been doing like 12 to 15 reps. I would say to increase your sets by 5 of your main lifts. So you're going to do like 5 sets of squats, but you're going to be doing 5 reps.
Okay.
4 reps.
So you want low rep, high weight.
You're resting. Yep.
Okay.
And then resting in between. Give yourself like the 2 minutes of rest in between.
Okay.
And then after that, you get strong. So then we're going to switch it up again. We're going to do 2 sets. We're going to do 20 to 30 reps of lightweight. And we're just going to do tempo work up and down, just power. And if you're constantly switching it up, and then you're going to start running, and you're going to start getting your heart rate up, and the conditioning, you're going to start working the engine. All of those matter when it comes to, like, my passion is truly about building a hybrid athlete. Somebody who will say for yourself, I can run well, I can run long, I can run fast, I can climb, I can push the weight if I need to, I can also do muscular endurance, I can lift like my body weight or light weight for like 20, 30 reps, like all of that stuff, like making a hybrid athlete, somebody that can truly do everything. Like I think that's so important, and functional fitness is truly, truly important.
You're a jack of all trades.
I know.
Ashley.
I love it. That's why, like, I don't know, like I'm moving the gym. I don't know if I'm going to open it up to the public, but like I'm really, really passionate about it. I want to. I don't know. We'll just see.
We'll see.
I'm not going to open it up. I'm moving it to this really cool area. It's the Railroad District and Norfolk. And, you know, we'll just see. Like it's just going to be my private facility at first, and I'm going to train there, get lots of content there. And then, maybe I'll decide to open it up. And then if I do, you have to come train there.
Okay. I'm there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I got to get my form down first, so I have something to work with when we get there.
Form first.
Form first.
If you're starting your fitness journey, just remember to check your ego at the door. And if you're feeling a little self-conscious about working out, understand that everybody had to start somewhere. Everybody was a beginner at some point on their journey. And don't let that intimidate you. Don't let the people who are, walking around like with the booty shorts and the crop top, don't let it get to you. Regardless of where you're at in your journey and right now, know that you will get there. They've all started somewhere, and they didn't just walk into the gym like that.
I feel like you need to train your mind like you train your body.
Yeah. That's really good. Train your mind like you train your body. Just what Laina said.
You are worthy, you are great, and you're there to do a job. So just get it done and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
My name's Ashley Horner. This is Laina, my co-host. And thank you guys so much for joining me on today's podcast, Reborn. Make sure you subscribe, follow us, give us some feedback if you have questions. DM us on the @RebornPod on Instagram, and we would love to answer your questions. And we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.